Are you wasting the rent money? Most people do. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. And I have just read an article by a gentleman named Ashley Richmond. And in this article, Mr. Richmond tells us things that I have mentioned over and over and over again. And one of the things you must remember as a mentor is that you need to approach things from different angles. And this is so important that I'm going to virtually steal Mr. Richmond's article and read it to you. It's unbelievably good. It says some of the things that I've been saying over and over again, what makes a person successful, and that is the ability to use your subconscious mind. People that are in that 5% group absolutely adhere to using their subconscious mind. So let's not waste the rent money. And when I say that, what I'm saying is one of my main mentors, Bob Anderson, told me once, why don't you go into the office at night? We pay rent for it 24 hours a day. When you have something you need to do, we're paying rent. So don't stay home. Go into the office and do what you have to do. That's what we're talking about right here. So let's get right to it. Thomas Edison, Napoleon Hill, and Albert Einstein, arguably three of the top achievers of all time, all had one thing in common. They recognized and utilized the power of their subconscious. Edison famously said, "Never go to sleep without a request to your subconscious." You know what Edison used to do? He would put something on his body and sit in a really comfortable chair, and he would be in his laboratory at night, and he knew he needed to figure something out. And he knew he would fall asleep in the chair. He'd put something on his body, and then when he would fall asleep, the metal object that he put would hit the ground, it would wake him up, and he would capture all of the ideas that he had and use them to help him solve his issues. But how does this work, and what does it look like in practice? Let's talk about your subconscious. When you sleep, your conscious brain shuts down, but your subconscious brain keeps working. It's your subconscious brain that's responsible for functions like breathing and your heartbeat, so it's always on and it's always working. Not only does the subconscious work hard at night, but it's always there in the background working hard even when you're awake. Have you ever needed to make a big decision and decided that you should probably sleep on it before you decide? Or what about when you can't remember a word of someone's name, but as soon as you stop trying, it just pops right into your head? Or have you ever had great ideas when you're in the shower or while zoned out when you're driving? This is using the power of your subconscious. Remove the interference of your conscious mind, and your subconscious is free to go to work. Your subconscious mind works continuously while you're awake and while you sleep. That's Napoleon Hill. Your subconscious also thrives when you're in a relaxed but alert state. That's why so many great ideas come while you're in the shower or immersed in some other tasks. Let's make some requests to your subconscious. How does it work? Well, when you're asleep, your brain is making new connections that'll be available to the conscious mind when you wake up. That's the process that you can tap into. This is taking what you focus on expands to another level. The subconscious mind will translate into its physical equivalent by the most direct and practical method available. Once again, Napoleon Hill. If your subconscious brain can see it, your conscious brain can then create it. That's Dr. Mike Dow. So how do you make the request? Well, when you're asleep, your brain is making new connections that'll be available to the conscious mind when you wake up. If you can focus and direct these connections onto a specific problem, question, or request, you can productively make use of this phenomenon. These new connections not only give you answers or better understanding, but can boost your creativity as well. That's why mornings are a great time for creative work, and why so many creatives swear by the early morning routines. Use this time in the morning to go back to your requests and do some journaling. Sometimes the answer will be immediately clear, and sometimes it'll come once you start writing. Be sure to focus on output during this time rather than input. Most people immediately grab their phones as soon as they wake up, or watch the morning news, or read the newspaper, but this input disrupts the workings of the subconscious and will block insights. This process does take some time to master. Don't expect results and life-changing insights immediately, but continue this process and you'll start reaping the rewards. If the answer isn't immediately obvious, you'll at least start to see patterns in your early morning note-taking. You can ask for anything, for an answer to a specific question or problem, to be more patient, calm, or tolerant with a certain situation or person, to give you ideas for a project, for inspiration when facing a creative block, even to improve your own health. So how do you do it? You think of a problem you need to solve, an answer you need, a negotiation, a project, or an article idea, or even a book title. Just be sure to only focus on one specific thing that you want answered. Ask for what you want, not for what you don't want. Be clear on what you want your subconscious to work on. Go into specific detail of exactly what you would like to realize, create, or understand. Write your requests down for increased effectiveness. And visualize. When you wake up, go back to your request and write whatever comes to you. Sometimes the answer will be immediately clear, and sometimes it'll come once you start writing. Write before you do anything else, as thoughts produced during these particular brainwave stages are vulnerable to quickly being lost. Remember, you might not see results right away. The first night I tried it, I had 2 epiphanies. But when I tried it again a few weeks later, nothing came to me. Persist until something happens. The subconscious is incredibly powerful. What goes on in the subconscious will manifest in the conscious and will come true in your life. You have the ability to focus and direct this incredible power in whichever direction you can choose to provide answers, insights, or solutions, all while you're sleeping. Making a request to your subconscious before you go to bed each night will focus the subconscious workings onto that specific request. It's an incredibly simple yet profoundly powerful practice to include in your nighttime routine. You have the power to manifest the life you want. You just have to ask for it. Ask and you shall receive. Once again, I want to give a tremendous shout out to Ashley Richmond, his article, A Profoundly Powerful Practice to Include in Your Nighttime Routine. Once again, my point is, you're paying rent anyway. You've got the brain, you got your subconscious mind. It's available to use while you're sleeping. The people in the 5% group take advantage of that fact. You should also. And because we will never end up meeting on a philosophical note, let's get out there, use the subconscious, and charge! I'm Eli's dad.